Darkness falls into roars. Old films you blocked. Hollow wars from the crypt. Tales arise. Yorkshire keep. Cursed night skies. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque fast, shadows near. Upon you with fear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams at night. Vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told, torn to shreds. Your psyche, waking dead. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, arms race. Grotesque fast, shadows near. Upon you with fear, disappear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams ignite. Vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Disappear. Evil laughs, bloody might, old and new, pure terror sight, keeps review, truth unveils, endless dread, no veil. Friday night, fears embrace, eyes wide, arms race, grotesque past, shadows near, upon you with fear, disappear, disappear. Disappear. Chloe, let be God, but with you. Dot. Oh, there. Free. Phil.
Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek and welcome to episode 141 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear, and this week we're doing Heart Eyes. Possibly, so far, not possibly, it is so far my favourite horror film of 2025 so far. It's really, really good, very funny. It's a comedy horror. Hopefully I translate some of that across in this review. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we should be live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We're live on Rumble. Yes, we are. And we should be live on Twitch. Yes, we are. I don't know why I keep doing Twitch. For some reason, StreamYards is saying... Oh, no, it now says connection fairly good. I was getting a connection is unstable earlier on. I'm on a wired 1 gig blooming, internet thing. But anyway. And Wing Grace is here. Better than Megan 2.0. I haven't seen that yet. I'm not hearing good things about that. I think I'll like it, to be honest. But I haven't seen it yet. I don't think it's out here yet. I don't think it comes out till August or later on this month. Anyway. Apparently my son wants to go see it, so we'll be going to see that at the cinema. Yay! Anyway. So, yes, what else was it? Explore the description for links for stuff like merch, bit of new merch I've got on, get your teeth into that old Yorkshire Geeks Friday Night Apart with Fear. So this arrived today, so I thought I'd wear it. For that merch, my books, where are they? Let's have a look. Come here. My books, there they are, on Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. Bit of fun. That's all. Oh, come here. Sorry, I've got birthday cards. Birthday cards. Because I have some birthdays coming up. What else? Follow links on all my social medias, my other channel, my whatchamacallit. I've got another channel that's like a backup, that old Yorkshire Geek channel. It was my original YouTube channel. Just for my like personal stuff and stuff like that. Go have a look at that. There's links for that. I think there's a link for that in the description. Or maybe there isn't. I don't know. But anyway, my music channel, which has got 6 subscribers. Yay! And what else? And other links and all that stuff. But become a member and you get exclusive videos, such as the one I uploaded today. Another in Magical Monochrome one. I'm running out of those. I'm going to have to do another one. What else? And all that stuff, and exclusive early access and all that stuff you get. Winggrace says, glad we made a new channel for our AI stuff now with the new rules. I think we're safe though, aren't we? I think it's for other things, isn't it? I think the AI rules. I think they're for like these channels that just use AI just to create content, willy nilly or whatever, just for clicks. Whereas I don't know. Well, mine isn't because I don't get any. But anyway, whatever. We'll see how we go, won't we? If they shut it down, they shut it down. Anyway, but it's not total AI. Well, my stuff ain't, and your stuff ain't either, because you do his own lyrics. It's just the AI that does the music. But anyway. Anywho, what else? Yeah, and that's it. So, right, we'll get on with this film, shall we? It's a Heart Eyes. Really good film. I've watched it twice today. On the Blu-ray, there's little featurettes, which are fine, and there's a nice director's commentary, which is very funny. The director, Josh Rubin, I think his name is. Let me check. Yes, Josh Rubin. It's very funny. Kind of looks a bit like a young Jack Black. If Jack Black were like a young bloke trying to be like Ryan Reynolds, it's kind of like that. But anyway. He appears in the film, I'll point him out. So, we'll get on with it, shall we? All right, information about the film. Heart Eyes. Came out this year. I think it came out in early February, because it's a Valentine's Day film. Why aren't I doing it on Valentine's Day or around that time of year? To be honest, I never thought, to be completely honest. I should have saved it for next year, shouldn't I? But never mind. At the budget, directed by Josh Rubin, stars Olivia Holt, Mason Gooding, Michaela Watkins, Gigi Zumbardo, Devon Sauer, and Jordana Brewster. Devon Sauer and Jordana Brewster are kind of the big names in the film. I think Michaela Watkins is quite famous as well. But anyway. What else? Had a budget of 18 million, box office of 33 million. So I don't know if it did quite well, but it's got pretty good scores on like Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff. It is a really good film, in my opinion. But we'll just get on with it, shall we? We will get on with it. What I'm going to say? Obviously, we're not going to just watch the film because YouTube will go mental. I'm surprised I'm getting away with these in magical monochromes, to be completely honest. But you never know. I may get a copyright claim at some point. I probably will on this. I got one for Back to the Future on Monday. Got a copyright claim. I've disputed it. We'll see what happens. It'll probably just get rejected. Dispute rejected. Anyway, whatever. Right, so but we're going to watch it in a series of stills. I'll try and remember what I've gleaned from the director's commentary and the behind-the-scenes stuff. And also what I've learned on the IMDb trivia. But we'll just get on with it, shall we? I shall fire it up and we'll go through it. We will go through it. Right, hang on. I've got to sort myself out, haven't I? There we go. Sort yourself out, mate. They all shout. Right, I'm pressing the wrong things. There we go. Right, we're off. Add it to stage. Right, we're off. Here we go. It's a Screen Gems film. So we're going to see the Sony logo. There it is. And Screen Gems. Very bright for a horror film. But anyway, never mind. And Spyglass. There we go. And we're off. We begin. It's all very nice and romantic. We've got a romantic song playing. Can't remember what it is. Let's have a listen.
Baby, when you touch
That one. It's that one. See, a couple of young lovers. We all know it's going to end in disaster. By the way, we're going to spoil this film to bloody hell and back. But a couple of young lovers. Don't ask me who they're played by. I can't remember. Let's have a look. By the way, this film was entirely shot in New Zealand. It's supposed to be set in Seattle, Washington, but entirely shot in New Zealand. Where are we? I'm trying to see a lot of, but all the actors so far I've seen are all American actors, apart from one. Who's the main actor? Who's what is he? Chinese New Zealand actor. But I'm sure there's lots of other New Zealand actors in, but none of them have Wikipedia links. So anyway, never mind. Let's have a look. Patrick and Adeline is these two, by the way, played by Lauren O'Hara, who plays Adeline, who the director said is going to be the next Amy Adams. Oh, she's from New Zealand. I thought there'd be some New Zealand actors in, because that's usually the case, isn't it? Yes, they're both of these from New Zealand, but they're playing Americans. Right. Shush. So what they're doing here, he is proposing to her. I think this is set in present day. I think it's supposed to be set in 2025, because we learn that there's a killer going round who strikes on Valentine's Day, and he has done for the past 2 years. And they mentioned 2023 and 2024, so I'm guessing this is 2025. And then, spoilers, at the end, we skip to 2026. But anyway, there's somebody watching them through a camera. And here he is, he's about to propose to her. Oh, he gives her a strawberry. She bites into a strawberry. And then she gets a bit, says, oh, she feels something in her mouth. And it's her ring. The engagement ring is in the strawberry. She goes, I told you not to put it in my food. He goes, oh, God, oh, no. He says, never mind, let's just carry on. So obviously, they're doing this, and somebody's supposed to be filming this special moment. I don't know why he's so far away, but anyway. So he's proposing to her. There's a couple of young ones. There they are. Very nice. They're on the kiss. And then his phone goes off. I get all this romantic music. The music swells.
I'm so in love with you.
And then his phone goes off. And so there, that's where she's reacted. And it's the bloke filming them. It's not me. My hair's greyer than that. It does look familiar, though. This fella that's playing this cameraman. He's saying he didn't get it. There were sun flares and stuff like that. It does look really familiar. Let's have a look. I think that's his name. Latham Gaines plays Nico. Right, what's he been in? Does it look familiar to you? Is that who? Is that who? Oh, is it? I don't know if that's him or not. I can't tell. His IMDb picture looks nothing like how he looks in the film. It kind of does he? Yes, he does. He's got the same nose, has he? Oh dear. What's he been in? Oh right, he was in King Kong. Peter Jackson's King Kong. Maybe I remember him from that then. Maybe that's where I've seen his face. He was in Bridge to Terabithia, which I've not seen. Yeah, maybe that's where I recognise him from, King Kong. Right. Thought he looked familiar. I'm good at recognising faces, thinking they look familiar. But if you ask me who they are, I've no idea. I'm rubbish with names. So if you ever meet me in the street and we've met before, I'll be like, I know you, but I don't know who you are. I'm like that. Right, so there we go. So it says sun flares and stuff like that. So it gets shouted at down the phone, and he says, do it right this time, or I'll end you on Yelp. So I'm not even on Yelp. So he carries on, but then as we see, he looks through his camera lens, as we see, somebody approacheth with a big machete. Don't watch Bridge to Terabithia unless you want to be depressed. Yes, I've heard it's a bit sad, isn't it? It's a bit like My Girl. I don't know. Oh, crikey. And Justin's here with a $5 super chat. Happy Friday to me and everyone. What have I missed? You haven't missed anyone. You're about to get to anything, should I say. You're about to see the first kill of the movie of Heart Eyes. Here, this is Heart Eyes, who's about to stab the poor photographer through the eye, as we'll see. There we go. Oh, I just paused it. Just there. Apparently, I don't know if it's a movie thing. The director said, obviously this is a prosthetic head, but and then it goes through the back of his head. It's all fun and games, kids. It's not real. Don't report me. The director says he got the actor to do it himself to get the eye through, to get the knife going through his fake eye. He says he learned that from Mission Impossible 3. Tom Cruise did that to himself. I don't know, but I think it might be a tradition, to activate the machine that kills you in a film. I don't know. I could be making it up. But anyway, so the photographer's dead. So he's proposing to her again. She says yes 1,000,000 times, yes. Then she grabs his phone. Oh no, he takes his phone out, and his phone says, have you got it this time? But there's no answer. She grabs his phone. He turns and looks away, does Patrick, and then we hear a noise, noise, and a bit of a squelch. And she looks to see what's up. He turns around. Oh no, he's got a crossbow bolt through his head. The Heart Eyes killer, HEK, as they shorten it to in the film, has got quite an arsenal of weapons. But poor Patrick's caught for it, and you see his eye goes. His eye goes a bit lazy, as they said in the thingy. If you get shot with a crossbow bolt in your head, your eye is going to go lazy. Will it? I don't know. Probably. Anyway, just bear with me a minute. I'm just checking something. Oh, it's that. Right, fair enough. I was just checking something in the background there. So that's his first, second kill of the film. Crikey, how far into the film are we? We're only like 5 minutes in, if that. What are we? 3 minutes in, 2 people are dead already. Here comes Heart Eyes. He's going to come and get Adeline. It's a weird name, isn't it? So she runs off, kicks over the Bluetooth speaker. I've got one of them. Don't know where the hell I've put it. I was looking for it yesterday. I've put it somewhere safe, and I don't know where it is. I wish I knew. It's probably under here somewhere. I've got a really untidy desk area. I've got really untidy, and so it could be hidden underneath like sketch pads and boxes and pencils and I'm so untied. Anyway, man, quick kills. Yes, there's many more to come. I don't know what the kill count is. Shall we do we'll do a running count, because I don't think it says in the IMDb trivia how many people die in this film. I've got a piece of paper. Somewhere. Hang on. Here it is. Piece of paper. Right, so we're on 2 already. So, right, that's 2. I'll probably forget to mark it down next time somebody dies. Anyway, so where were we? She runs off. There we go. Kicks over the Bluetooth speaker. with Heart Eyes following her. She hides behind the car, but he's still firing his... he's fired it at the car. Look, smashed one of the windows. And he fires it again. She's very pretty, by the way. I like redheads. I must admit, I do like redheads. Don't let my ex-wife hear you say that, because she were a redhead. But spoilers for my life, she's unfriended me on Facebook. I knew it was coming, but anyway. Then he fires at her again, hits the door mirror. Anyway, so she goes running off. Right, we see... Right, so we have lots of little setting up scenes in this film, both in dialogue and things that we see. But here he comes. We see he's got this crossbow bolt, but we see that it extends. Don't know why. Well, we don't know why, because they're setting this up for later. There we go. We see that it extends. I've got a question to ask when we see this. So obviously this is Chekhov's crossbow bolt device, action. I'm doing that as though he's pressing a button. But we see at the end of the film, and I've got a question about it. Because nobody's here to see that happen, have they? Unless everybody knows what the Heart Eye Killer's weapons are. I don't know. But anyway. Because he's quite a celebrity, he has a fan club, does the Heart Eyes Killer. Anyway, so she's running through this... it's in a vineyard, by the way. They're in a vineyard. Maybe it's Picard's vineyard in New Zealand. No, it's not New Zealand, it's Seattle, isn't it? It's supposed to be. Are there vineyards in Washington State? There must be, because I don't know. You wouldn't think it'd be warm enough, would you, in Washington? But anyway. The phone rings. He's obviously got a late fiance's phone, and it's the Heart Eyes Killer mocking her. So she's telling him, "You picked the wrong girl to pick on," or whatever. But then, is he just standing over her? Look, she just stands over. Hang on, does it show it here? You miss with the wrong, and then we see. Hang on, it shows. Hang on, where are we? He's like just standing over her. Can he see her? I don't know. He's looking round, can't see her. And she's saying, "You messed with the wrong bride." But then we get a shot of him. It looks like he's just standing over her. Is it going to show it? There we go. Boing! And now he shot her in the foot. So why didn't he just kill her? I don't know. But anyway. Shot her in the foot, and we see that she runs off. Hang on. We see that she's got a crossbow bolt in her foot. There it is, look. She's running off. I think we can hear it squelching. Some good sound effects in this film. Right, so she runs into this building, which is where they do the pressing of the grapes. The security man's there. There's somebody trying to kill me. In comes Heart Eyes. Reveals himself. So he pulls his gun out. But as we see he's got cool weaponry. He's got throwing knives with little hearts on. I think on... there's another thing that we see that has got heart-shaped things on as well, and I can't remember what it is. Hopefully I haven't missed it, but anyway. There you go. So he throws that, kills the... Doing, there we go, kills the guard. Chases her... Oh, it's this. It's this, look. Is it going to show us? Is it going to show us? His knife. Don't really show it there, but it's supposed to be heart-shaped on the knuckle duster part. It's supposed to be heart-shaped in there as well. Keeping in with the theme. Justin says, Picard had a serial killer in the family. Or is Picard time travelling? Maybe it is Picard. Looks like him with his mask on, doesn't he? With his bald-ass head. Anyway, so she's hidden in this, which I think is a big mechanical... wine press thing, grape press, whatever they call them. So she's hiding in there. Look, there you go. And so she's trying to be quiet. There you go. And he walks away. And obviously she makes a mistake, and obviously grabs hold of her. But she closes the door on his hand. So we learn that he's not a supernatural beast. So he can be hurt because we hear him go, "Arr!" He pulls away, but he locks her in, and he just knows how to work this machine. She's saying, "Go away, leave me alone." There you go, and he just goes up to he just knows how to work this wine press thing. Maybe it's really easy. I don't know. Maybe it's just got one big button. He turns buttons and stuff, turns keys and presses buttons. I want to know where to start. Maybe it's easy when you're there. But he sets it going. Here it is. Here it comes. And I'm going to get us third kill. Here it comes. Here I do. Ah! There we go. So she's been squished in the wine press. There we go. All blood and pudding's coming out. And put into a barrel. Is it going to show it? Hang on, where are we? Here it is, going into a barrel. A barrel of I do, dear, I do. Because she said I do to it, she said yes to his thing. So is that a reference to that? I don't know. That's how I took it. She said to her boyfriend, I do, didn't she? Sort of. And there's the heart eyes killer looking on at his work, and then we go. It cuts to his eyes, and then we cut to the title, Heart Eyes, and then we cut to the news. Then we go, for the past 2 years, a mass maniac called the Heart Eyes Killer has been striking across the country, not just in Seattle. I think the previous year it was Philadelphia, and the year before that were Boston or whatever. The previous years, the woman in Boston, woman in Philadelphia. So he gets around as the Heart Eyes Killer. And I've got a theory about that as well later on. No wonder Picard's wine tastes bad. Yes, got a bit too much human in it. May contain traces of human. It should say on the bottle, shouldn't it? Anyway, so there we go. When will the HEK strike again? There we go, blah, blah, blah. They don't know who it is, but it's built up, a fan club. People are kind of into the Heart Eyes Killer. This fella is supposed to be a homage to a famous newsreader or something. I don't know who he is. It says here somewhere. Hang on, where are we? Where have I seen it? The criminologist in the opening montage is named S.P. Wampler as a tribute to the late journalist and podcaster Scott Wampler. I have no idea. The director mentioned it in the commentary, but I've never heard of him. But this is an homage to him. Whoever he is, may he rest in peace. Apparently he's passed away. Soylent Picard. Yes, he's made of people. Anyway. He will kill anyone who gets in his way. He doesn't just kill couples. That's his modus operandi. He kills, loving couples on Valentine's Day, but this fella's telling us he will also kill anyone who gets in his way, such as that guard or the photographer. So anyway, so there we go. So they're telling us more about this. And then, we're going to see now some young people there. These two in the back. I think it's these two in the back. We're going to see them. It's either them two or them two. We see her definitely later. And I think it might be her. Or it might be her. I don't know. Whichever. We see them again later on. But they're saying Valentine's Day is rubbish. And then this fella just... I don't know why. It just cracks me up. I don't know. But I'm just going to play it. Hang on, where is it? Let's go back a bit.
This holiday...
Low-key scared. They she can't got nothing on me.
Shut up, Dylan. You're afraid of the dark.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. What? No, I don't. What? Anyway, whatever. Funny. Right. So now we're going to cut to. I don't know where we're going to cut to. Oh, a coffee shop. Yes, I was ahead of myself. I thought we were going somewhere else. This is where we're going to meet the star of the movie, the lovely Olivia Holt as Ali. Actually, I don't know her name. Ali McCabe. Who works for a jewellery company. She's does what they call it, advertising and stuff for this jewellery company, for Crystal Kane. But anyway, she's in this coffee shop, the Morning Perk. She's on her phone because she's one of these. She's a young'un. She's addicted to her phone. I think is she on some sort of social media thing? It don't tell you what. I don't know if it's Tinder or whatever. I don't know what kids go on these days. But she's looking at that, and some kids scare her, actually. There you go. She's at the banging on the window. You see that, you can even buy Heart Eyes Killer masks. So we see a few of those in the film, which gets me thinking about what's going on in this film. But anyway. Right, so that's where we meet in her friend, this is Monica. She's her best friend. She also works with her in the same place. She's really funny. And spoilers, she's fine throughout this film. The actress just thought, she's not in any of the horrific scenes, so she just plays it as though she's in like a rom-com. Because her character just sails through the film. She's in the very last scene as well. Anyway, so they're waiting for their coffee. We learn that they're being called for a big meeting. Crystal Kane, who's the owner of the company, played by Michaela Watkins, has called for a big meeting, just titled, she had an email saying, come in for this meeting, just titled Ali's Pitch. So she thinks she's going to get fired. Anyway, somebody calls her drink out, look like large ice blended Americano with oat milk, 2 honey, 1 sugar. I don't. Why do people get so complicated with their drinks? I just go in and say, can I have a coffee? Because I'm not a city boy. I don't know. Anyway, but this is where we learn that the other main star of the film, whose name I've forgotten, is played by Mason Gooding. What's he called now? Jay, of course. Jay Simmons has ordered the same coffee. And they're all like, ooh, we're coffee mates. You know, we were meant to be together. And then this fella says, actually, no, a lot of people order this. Can you move along? We're busy. Anyway, so they get talking. They think, Monica's impressed. He's hot. So they're going to have a quick chat. But then they're going to bang heads. She drops something on the floor. Oh, by the way, he offers her a straw. And then it says, no, I've got my own. So she's got her own metal straw. Hang on, where is it? There we go. Chekhov's straw. This is another thing that's going to pay off later in the film. Chekhov's straw. A lot of Chekhov's stuff in this film. Nothing to do with Star Trek. So anyway, she drops something. The bang heads. Look, so I've got it's okay. And the bang heads. Hang on, where are we? And where are we? There we go. And actually, the sound effect for that, I'm going to replay it. That time they did it, what a stunt, and they didn't actually connect. But I think the first time they did it, they actually did bang heads, and they used the actual sound effect. Hang on, I've pressed the wrong button. There we go. Oh. That was the actual sound of the first take. So they just used it in the take that they used. Anyway, and then she bashes him in the face, look, poof, like that. She gives him a nosebleed, and she panics. There he's all bleeding out of his nose. Oh my God! And she just throws loads of tissues at him and runs out. There we go. She just throws loads of tissue and runs away. Got to go. Sorry. Don't worry, they're going to meet again. Anyway, he turns around and looks up at the news. The news is playing on the TV, talking about the Heart Eyes killer, and he's kind of looking at it dispassionately. It's supposed to make you think, is he going to be the Heart Eyes killer? We will see. Right, so cutting to where they found the bodies in the vineyard, winery, whatever you want to call it. Justin says, hang on, where are we? Justin says, yeah, the coffee orders are ridiculous. Yes, I remember I once went to many years ago. I'd probably be a bit cooler about it now, but once went to a coffee place somewhere, and I didn't know what a frappuccino was. So I just said, can I have a frappuccino? And she said, do you want cream on top? And I had no idea what I'd ordered. I didn't know what it was. I said, no, it's okay. And got it. I didn't know it was iced coffee. I didn't know. But anyway, whatever. It was bloody awful. Love is in the air. Yes, it is, but not yet. Right, so anyway, so they found the kids in the security guard and the cameraman in the vineyard, and the police have arrived. The news, what have you got to say to couples out there? This, I think they wanted Tony Todd for this role, but I've just got that feeling that I bet he was their first choice, but as we know, he wasn't very well, was he, at this point? If you've seen him in Final Destination Bloodlines, that came out this year, he didn't look well. And he's now no longer with us, is he, unfortunately. But anyway. It says, stay at home. There we go. Right, so then we cut to the boardroom. That's Michaela Watkins. Has she done like Saturday Night Live and stuff like that? I don't know. But this is the big meeting about Ali's pitch for some jewellery line. I think rings and stuff they sell. Diamond rings, I think the company sells. So apparently, I forgot the name already. Crystal Kane, there we go, that's Crystal Kane. Didn't know there was a Valentine's Day serial killer going round. Justin says, I like iced coffee. Ha ha. And maybe I'd have liked it if I knew what I was ordering. Like, I don't know what I'm ordering. I should have just said, just give me a regular coffee, shouldn't I? But anyway, never mind. So she didn't know there was a serial killer. And then it's going to show us the campaign that Ali designed for their latest stuff. Monica tries to stick up for Ali, but she says, shut up. But tells her to sit down. And this is where we're going to see the ad campaign for Crystal Kane Jewellery till death do us part. There we go. And a bit of Romeo and Juliet. There we go. And then they all die. She slits the throat. And then we cut to Titanic, Jack and Rose. They're dying. And then Bonnie and Clyde, who get shot with all the blood coming out. Obviously, it's an advert, they're using streamers and stuff. So they're showing it's tragic love. That's the theme, isn't it? As you say, it's and now he's reading. This fella's reading out the what people have said on social media. Wow, profiting off the death of couples to sell rings. Speechless. This is disgusting. I'll say. What did I just watch? Straight up tacky. Someone find out who made this and docks their ignorant ass, etc. It goes on. So obviously Ali's not very happy. So, and neither is Crystal. Ali says, well, you approved it. Because I trusted you. Anyway, so what they're going to do? He says, come in, Jay. He says, who's Jay? That's Jay. So we learned that he's like a freelance expert on marketing that goes around different companies and sorts the stuff out. So he's coming to help sort out Ali's campaign. There you go. That's the guy whose nose you smashed. So anyway, so Ali's not very happy. So he's going to help her, but he's only there for the day. He's got to go somewhere else tomorrow or whatever. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the crime scene, this is where we're going to meet the two detectives in charge of the investigation. That's Jordana Brewster as Detective Shaw and Devon Sauer, who you may know from Final Destination. Jordana Brewster, she's been in The Faculty and other stuff. So she's Detective Shaw. He's Detective Hobbs. Yes, they do mention Hobbs and Shaw in the film. But anyway, she's looking for a I think she's divorced. I think no, she ain't. I won't spoil it. She's looking for she says she's looking for a lover or whatever. She's going on Tinder or whatever. It's a match. When she puts the phone down, for some reason the dog in the picture goes. Arr! See if we can see it.
Yeah, he will be. He's an actual fact.
Anyway, so as we can see, obviously he's trying to woo her, but she doesn't want anything to do with it. Anyway, they found some evidence, a ring. There's a ring at the crime scene, and it's got initials on it, JS. Oh, I wonder whose initials they could be. And there's the wine press, lots of blood and stuff. She's just climbed in. There we go, in a suit, obviously. But it's obviously, unfazed by all the blood and guts around. She pulls like a jawbone. Poor Adeline's jawbone out of the wall. He said, yeah, he replied. Anyway. So, a bit of hair, look. So, anyway, so they're on the case. Oh, the heart. Look, the heart has cut out the heart and left it, with some rose petals and all that stuff. Right, so back at Crystal Cane, Ali thinks she's going to get fired. But Crystal's saying, I'm not going to fire you. You've still got 6 months on your contract. I'm not going to fire you, but if you mess this up, I will kill you. And she goes, well, no, I won't kill you. But I will fire you, yeah. But maybe I will kill you. I won't. Will I? Bit of improvisation. I remembered the word. But anyway, I won't kill you. Hang on.
I won't kill you. I mean, maybe, but no. But would I?
Apparently that were ad-libbed. Anyway, so she's fed up now. So she's in the loo on her phone, kids, and Monica is in the next stall, and the she's reading out the reviews of her ad thing. So it's obviously gone out already. It's been playing on TV, I imagine. One of them there. As someone who may die someday, I find this commercial to be tone deaf and borderline ableist. That is exactly something that you would read in it today on a review. Whoever made this, hope you get cancelled and die, not in that order. The best part of this video was when it ended, seriously. The only thing wrong with these is that they're all spelt correctly, and they've got like full stops and all that, As someone who knows 6 people that died, this campaign about dying is upsetting. # do better. Anyway. She's looking at a picture of her ex with his new flame. She hasn't got over her ex. But I've just noticed, is that a tattoo? Or is it just something that's been stamped? Is it something that's written? I don't know. What is it? I can't... Oh, it says sugar, doesn't it? So why has she got a tattoo of sugar on her hand? That's if it is a tattoo. I don't know. If not, why has she written sugar on her hand? No idea. Anyway, so then she hears Jay's voice. This is the women's bathroom. You can't be in here. And he says, actually, it's unisex. But anyway. So he's inviting her out for dinner. Saying, meet me. I'm going to do some yoga. And she's like, yoga? Yes, but after that, I'll meet you at 8 o'clock. We'll have some dinner and talk about the campaign. And she's like, whatever. The director, by the way, said he didn't like this this bathroom that they filmed in. It must be on location somewhere. It says the lighting was terrible and all that. But they did the best they could. But anyway. He didn't call it a location. He called it a location. Didn't like this location. He does lots of stuff like that, the director. I think he thinks he's Ryan Reynolds. But anyway, so there we go. Meet 8 o'clock, I think, at a restaurant somewhere. So it's whatever. Right. So anyway, she's gone for a drink with. I presume this is lunchtime. Don't know. With Monica, and this is where we learn that Monica's in loads of debt. But this is where we learn she's got a sugar daddy. There she says, not anymore. Arthur's paid off her debt. Paid off her cards. There we go. I get to keep the card. So. She says she doesn't have a sugar daddy. She has a sponsor. So she's in a relationship with a rich older man. There is a deleted scene later on where we meet him, and seems like a really nice fella actually. But they cut that out. We see his car, and he's there next to her, but I don't think it shows him later on. That's near the end. Anyway, so I don't know why she's still working, but whatever. She's saying, you're still stalking your exes. I'm not stalking him, it's the algorithm that's stalking me. And then she says, is Arthur Heart Eyes? Because she's never met Arthur. But she says, no, of course he's not. Anyway. Right, so she goes and looks on that dating app. She finds a picture of Jay. Does it show it? There he is, looking all buff. And the director in the comments was saying, who took the photo? But anyway, whatever. Looking all buff, and she's like, my basement flooded. I don't know why I find that hilarious. I just do. But Justin says, don't like these girls. The young uns. Look, my basement just flooded. I think I know what that means. I don't know. It does get a bit rude, by the way, this one. There's no nudity in it, but it does get a bit rude and saucy. And it does have some saucy dialogue. Anyway, so Monica's taking her, using a card that is now, clear to buy Ali some new clothes for this date. She says it's not a date, it's business meeting, it's work. But anyway, she's trying all these clothes. It's all like, a rom-com, Pretty Woman, etc. Trying all these different dresses that are bloody awful. And then she comes out in this business suit. There we go. Very, staid business suit. And Monica says no. So that's the one she picks. So she heads to the restaurant, and she says, reservation for Simmons. And then they're doing waving a what they call it, metal detector thing. Security doing the metal detector thing. Says, what gives? Heart eye. So obviously make sure she doesn't have any machetes on her or whatever. But so okie dokie. Oh, and obviously it goes off, and then we get introduced again to Chekhov's metal straw. She says, I'm environmentally conscious. There we go. So she goes to a table. Jay's not there yet. He's late. So she's having a drink. And in he comes. There we go. And he's looking all... Hang on. Because what does she say? He's not... Hang on. Oh, for Pete's sake. He's not my date. And then he looks up and it all goes into slow motion and the music's playing. So she's obviously falling for him, isn't she? And he for her as well. I can see why, because she's absolutely gorgeous, isn't she? But anyway. So here he comes, says, sorry I'm late, and all that stuff. And by the way, they've got weird choice for art in this romantic restaurant. Well, I don't know, what the hell is it? There's got a blood splatter on the wall. But anyway. So here he comes. So anyway, they're not getting on, even though there's obviously chemistry between them. He's ordering champagne, but she's not interested. He's trying his best to be nice, but she's being all belligerent. They're talking about love and relationships, because that's their business that they're in, isn't it? She's trying to sell diamond rings and stuff, so she's got to know all about this stuff. But to her, it's just business. But she doesn't want to know. She's been quite offish with him. So he thinks this was not a good idea. So, I'll go then. Let's say she's been horrible to him. So he leaves. Look, you can see from the subtitles, she's not been very forthcoming. But anyway, so he says, look, I'll go. This is a bad idea. So off he goes. Now she feels guilty. So she runs up, says, I'm sorry, I've had a bad day and all that. So, but then she's talking, I've had a rough day. And says, Ali, I'm not going to take your job. I'm just trying to help. I'm leaving tomorrow, but, I'll be gone. But then a car pulls up behind. It's a taxi. Somebody gets out. She notices who it is. We see her look over his shoulder. There we go. She looks over his... There you go. There she is looking. Somebody's walking up to him. So she just throws herself at him and starts kissing. Turns out it's her ex. There he is with his current girlfriend. Sienna. I can't remember what he's called. Is it Patrick? I can't remember. Who's British, apparently. I think it's Patrick, yes. Played by Alex Walker. Who's Alex Walker? Doesn't have an IMDb picture. A New Zealand actor, but he's playing a Brit in this. And so... say, this is Jay, is my boyfriend. And he's like, yes, I'm her boyfriend. He's playing along because he's a nice guy. And we learn that they're supposed to be having dinner tonight. It's supposed to be a double date with Adeline and... no, not Patrick. Patrick was the fella that were killed at the beginning, wasn't it? So who's he then? Hang on. Where is he? I can't remember his name. Just bear with me. I'm just going through the cast list. Colin. There we go. Colin. Not Patrick's dead, isn't he? He's Colin. Don't tell us where he's from. But it was in Black Christmas, the 2019 version, which I've not seen. Let's have a look on Wikipedia, see if it tells us. Wondering if he's American then. Don't know, it doesn't have a Wikipedia link. Anyway, never mind, whatever. But he's supposed to be British, apparently. Supposed to be a double date with Adeline and Patrick. But they were murdered. And Jay says, oh, so you still kept the reservations? Because, he says, come in and, we've got these tables booked. He says, oh, no, we can't. But he still kept the reservations. Yes, in there on... anyway, so they're going, and she says, oh, thank you. But then we see the bee watched. Is that who's watching them over there? Look, is that Heart Eyes lurking over there? Don't know, is it? Could be. Somebody's looking out, look. Now somebody's watching them through heart-shaped binoculars. Which were done just with some cardboard with heart holes cut in over the camera lens. But anyway, so watching. Apparently, Heart Eyes were going to go after Colin and Sienna, but now he's decided he's going to go after these two after seeing their kiss. Anyway, they're sharing a taxi home. So there we go. So going to drop her off first. So there we go. They pull up at her house or her apartment. And luckily, it doesn't set off straight away. It hangs about a little bit. And he notices she's lost her key. And he notices, and the driver, who's supposed to be like Russian, he's got a thick Eastern European accent. You know what you should do. You should go up and throw yourself into her arms and never let her go. And all that. Apparently, he was a New Zealand actor, though, and they just had to coach him in speaking with a thick European accent. Better than me. There we go. She'll go to her and never let her go. So he goes anyway to see what's up. Lost the key. And he said, do you have a spare? He says, yes, it's under the mat upstairs. Why do they ring the bell? If it's an apartment block, and aren't the bells for each thing? And just say, hello, it's Ali from flat 3 or whatever. Can you let me in? Can you buzz me in? I'm guessing it's one of those sort of things. I'm guessing. Maybe not. I don't know. But then we wouldn't get this scene, would we? So he decides she's going to smash the glass and open the door through the smashed glass. Well, I don't. Anyway, but he says, look, she's going to do it, look. He says, no, I'll do it. So he smashes it. There we go. And cuts his hand. So see, it's all good, but that's not good. Because he's got a big piece of glass stuck in his hand. So they get upstairs, they go in. She obviously gets a spare key and they go into her apartment. And as we see, they come in. Here we go. Actually, it's 3B. I was close, wasn't I? I just picked a number because I didn't actually notice the numbers on the door. I just said flat 3. It's actually flat 3B or apartment 3B. Notice she leaves the door open because she goes straight into the bathroom with him. Runs his the tap over his hand. We see that her apartment's all untidy. Apparently, Olivia Holt said, this is exactly like my apartment. It says, her and Ali are very much alike. But he's looking at her stuff. But she's saying, I had a cleaner, but she fired me. She won the lottery. And she comes back out. She finds the first aid kit. She comes back out. It's gone. Where is it? It's in the bedroom. Didn't want to bleed all over her nice clothes, which are just thrown everywhere. So he just went into the bedroom. Which is a bit weird, isn't it? But anyway. The bedroom's the one place you don't want to go, isn't it? Or you shouldn't really just walk into in somebody's apartment. Anyway. Oh, that's where we learn that she wanted to be a doctor. I think she says here. Does she say here? She went to med school, but she dropped out because she couldn't stand the sight of blood. So she wanted to be a doctor. But she deals with him, gets the glass out of his hand, and then she glances over. She keeps glancing over at something. And what's she looking at? And that's what we see. That's what she's looking at. So she goes and sneaks that away. And I don't know how what happens now happened. We'll get to it in a minute. She goes going to hide it. She's going to throw the thing in the closet. But she opens the closet door. And Heart Eyes is in there. Apparently, he got because she left the apartment door open, so he must have snuck in then. But how did he get in there? Or I don't. Is Heart Eye supernatural? I don't know. But he got in there without anybody seeing in this tiny little apartment of hers. But anyway, there he is. And she notices him and throws the dild at him. That's what the director called it in the in the commentary. The dild throws it at him. Then he comes bursting out. There we go, throws her across there and is beating people up and all that stuff. It's all fun and games. Make sure we're still going, by the way. Make sure we're still going. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Right. So they're all fighting and stuff. They knock him over, and I think she smashes a lamp over his head. That's what she does. So and as he's down, they run out, pull the door shut. She pulls his belt off. Says, "What are you doing?" Says, get him out the gutter. She's going to use his belt to tie the door shut. And but anyway, but then the big knife comes through the door. So they go running off, and they go running off to the. He's still waiting. Is this nice taxi driver? But we're going to see that he's going to be dead now. There we go, because he looks waiting, and then suddenly, boom, there we go, he's dead, being killed with the presumably the what do they call it, crossbow. So they go running off. There's the Heart Eyes killer, slowly walking after him. Look. They don't run. Serial killers in movies never run, do they? Very rarely, anyway. So they go running off into, there we go, Botanical Gardens, which just happens to be next door, closed for renovation. Apparently this isn't there. They're just, well, maybe that hedges, but he said, this brick wall here on the right-hand side, it's not a real brick wall. They just stuck it there just to show where they were running to. Into a closed botanical garden. That's where they're running into. See why it's closed? Because everything's dead in it, isn't it? It's not very botanical, is it? But anyway, whatever. So they go running in. But then Heart Eyes lurches out, grabs hold of her. Jay saves her, but get knocked over, bangs his head. Heart Eyes is going to kill him. But she, I think she throws something at him, and then Heart Eyes goes chasing after her. She runs off, and Heart Eyes goes chasing after her. And they end up in a fun fair. Pardon me, of all places. And they filmed this over in 3 different places. They filmed it at an actual location with a real carousel, merry-go-round, whatever you want to call it. On location. That's the Botanical Garden, isn't it, there next to it? And then it was also filmed in the studio with the carousel going around, but it was also filmed in a volume, like say on Mandalorian, the volume, with the big screens around. And also filmed it there. So they filmed this scene in 3 places for some weird reason. There we go. See, he's got as small as his Bowie knife, which apparently does have heart-shaped symbols. We can't see him there, but anyway. Does it show it there? Does it show it? Are we going to see? Is it going to show us? No, it didn't, never mind. So she's hiding from him, but I was just waiting on the swing, look, patiently. But anyways, obviously the Heart Eyes killer just knows how to operate everything he comes across, because he just sets everything going. Look, all the lights come on and starts going round. We saw him press a button somewhere. It's going to show it. No, because all the lights are coming on now. Where's he gone? Does it show it? Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. He's got it all going. And there you go. So he's going to come and try and kill her. He's going to appear in a minute out of nowhere. She fell over for some reason. Look, he's operating it. Right, so here he comes. There we go. Trying to get her. Slashing at her. And like I say, she can hold her own. And she kicks him off here. There we go. Boot. So, she could look after herself. Anyway, do we see here that it's... can't see there that it's got... it's supposed to have love hearts, in the knuckle duster part. Anyway, doesn't show us. Anyway, he's going to kill her. There we go. She runs away and falls over. And he's going to kill her. But then the police arrive. And says, help, he's right behind. And he looks, he's gone. Me. So all the police come. And she said, look, get Jay. Jay were with me. I've been with him all night, and he's injured. Go and find him. And then comes over the radio. Pull out. We've got Heart Eyes. They've arrested Heart Eyes. But I don't know why they're saying that. They think they have. They think it's Jay. They think Jay's Heart Eyes for some reason. Don't know why. But anyway, here's Hobbs and Shaw. That's how they introduce themselves. Is it here? Hang on, where are we? There we go. Hobbs and Shaw. What? Hobbs and Shaw, like the movie. They're like, what? Anyway, so they've got Jay arrested. Apparently he's in handcuffs in the back of a police car. And they say, are you okay? He says, no, I'm not okay. I've just been, you ditched me. I said, I didn't ditch you. I was being chased by a serial killer. I said, yeah, that's weird. I was being chased by a serial killer too. So they're having a big row. But anyway, so they've arrested Jay. Because these were found near him or something. A little crossbow and the mask. So they've arrested him. And she's saying, he didn't do it. He's been with me all night. So anyway, so here they are, they question him. And apparently, we learn... they show the wedding ring that they found. It's got the initials JS, J. Simmons. We also have another clue earlier on. You may have seen it in the subtitles. I'm not saying. Hobbs and Shaw, Janine Shaw. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, but it says, why if it's not my wedding ring? A, I'm not married, and B, who gets their own initials, on their own wedding ring? But anyway. So she boots him out. Anyway, we learn that the years before, the killings before in Boston and Philadelphia, he just happened to be there at those times. And he says, well, I'm a freelancer, I travel a lot. But it is a bit weird that he just happened to be in Philadelphia and Boston at those times. But anyway, I will at the end of the film, I will give my theory. But anyway, so she's questioned. She's been the good cop. Hobbs has been the bad cop. But anyway, so Ali's at reception, wanting to know what's going on. She's saying, he's innocent. They're interrogating the wrong guy. Then this fella pops up. There we go. The Ethernet cable's all frayed. He's Dave, the IT guy. Chekhov's IT guy. We'll see him again later. 5-letter word for a dog ending in H. She goes, bitch. And she goes, excuse me, female dog. Oh, yeah, thank you. So can you go and ask what's going on? Anyway, so she says, why is the police station so empty? It says everybody's out celebrating because they've caught the Heart Eyes killer. Anyway. There you go. So she's talking, in February of 23, Boston in February of 23, and Philadelphia in February of 24. Turns out he just happened to be there at those times. He says, I travel a lot. I suspect there's more to J than meets the eye. But anyway. Supply closet. You get a glimpse, apparently, of the Heart Eyes killer's, his eyes in this. The director says, I didn't notice. But in one of the shots, you get a glimpse of them. There you go. We've got a HWW out front, a hysterical white woman. She says, okay, I'll deal with it. But I think we do get a glimpse? I'm looking. I think it's this shot. I can't see him. Can you? Is it in here, or is it in through the glass, or is it in this crack? No. Don't know. But she's going to check it out, look, because she's stupid. Are we going to see? By the way, I think the subtitles you're reading, I think they've got like the TV on. It's the news again. I think. Or maybe it's a film that's on. I don't know. Look, she's got the American flag to use as a weapon. I'm trying to see now. I think it might be there that he said you could just make out the Heart Eyes killer's eyes. Yes, I think you can just make it out there reflecting. But spoilers, not going to jump out. It's a fake. You can kind of make something out. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, and it's gone now. Look. Anyway, before she has to do anything, they come out and interrupt, and they're talking away. She's saying, we're not a couple, because they say she's a couple, but said, you were seen kissing. We had to kiss because my boyfriend were there and I was jealous. Ex-boyfriend and I was jealous. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, suddenly all the power goes out. By the way, we see behind it. For some reason, they've got these figures painted on the wall behind the flags. I don't know, but supposed to make us feel uneasy as though somebody's standing behind. But anyway, suddenly all the lights go out as they're talking. There we go. And she's going to go check it out. The police woman from the reception is going to go to the storage closet. Said no, because he hides in closets. But as we can see, she's fine. She's found the flashlight. But she comes out now, and I think we see him. He's there. Look, there we go. There he is. Stabs her through the back with the American flag. Patriotic. And he's really strong as well. This is why I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't understand how he's so strong. Because she's not little, is she? This policewoman. Because he just picks her up. Look, picks her up off the floor like that. I wouldn't be able to do that. I think most people wouldn't be able to do that. I can't see him being that strong. He's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's not the Terminator, is he? But anyway, let's see. She falls over. And this is where we see. His red eyes come on, and it's night vision that he's using. I think it's the only scene that I think we see him use his night vision. I could be wrong. Anyway, so she gets away. Comes across Detective Shaw. What's happening? But he's stuck in there. Detective Hobbs goes to investigate. There he is. And he gets got. Oh no, we see it again. Look, with his red eyes. He gets a machete in his ghoulies. Like that. So we see that he's been stabbed in the groin, and then he gets slashed. There we go. And the blood just happens to go just across his face. He's got some sort of award there. And we've another policeman there and a policewoman there. I don't know who they are, but just his blood just happens to go over his own photo. Oddly enough. Anyway, so Ali's going to try and get Jay out. Remember, he's handcuffed to the table. He can't get out. And she's in the next room. She's in the other room on the other side of the... Is it a two-way mirror? What they call it? A one-way mirror, two-way mirror? I don't know. But, the mirror thing. She's on the other side. There you go. You've got to find the keys. And this is actually a deleted scene where she goes and finds Detective Hobbs. She goes and finds him and gets the keys to the cuffs off him. And she gets his gun as well. And it looks dead, but then he just goes, oh, and sits up in like a jump scare and then dies. But for some reason, they've just cut that bit out. I don't know why, but it's in the deleted scene. But anyway, then in comes the Heart Eyes killer with his big machete this time, teasing poor Jay, and trying to get him. Remember, Jay's handcuffed to the desk, but then suddenly she got his gun in the deleted scene, and now she's shooting the glass and shoot the glass, and then she starts shooting at the Heart Eyes killer, and we see that she's a terrible shot. Just missing. And he goes running off. And anyway, she comes and she comes to save him. This isn't Olivia Holt. This is a stunt woman. We get a Texas switch here. The stunt woman falls over that. So I thought it'd be funny if she fell through the window. And then Olivia Holt gets up. Any minute now. There we go. Olivia Holt gets up and undoes the handcuffs, and they go running out. A terrible shot. Anyway, so they come running out. She comes running out, and we get an accident that actually happened on a thing that they actually kept in. The door came, she comes out, and the door starts swinging shut. And Jay Simmons, I forgot his name already. I forgot the name of the actor already. Where are we? Mason Gooding, sorry. It's in the cast list on IMDb. Is in order of appearance, so he's well down. Mason Gooding came running out, and I think he put his hand through this glass. It wasn't hurt, but it surprised him. But he just carried on. Press the wrong button. As you'll see, there we go, smashes the glass and nearly falls over. Just carries on. Because he's a trooper. What did he call him? He's a sport. That's what the director called him. Anyway, she nearly gets run over here, and he saves her. As we see, there we go. Dives and it to save it. Because the car just carries on. Because people in films don't know how to use brakes, do they? Anyway. But then the Heart Eyes Killer comes out. And they're about to kiss, look. It looks like they're about to kiss. Well, they are about to kiss, aren't they? Then he comes out. We're not together, they shout together. Go kill somebody else. Anyway, so they go walking off with the Heart Eyes Killer behind them. For some reason, Severus Snape's there in the background. Just looks like him, doesn't it? A little bit. Looks more like him than the fellow that's going to play him in the TV show. But never mind. Right, so anyway, they're at a... we see that they're at... a drive-in movie theatre. What do they call it? Drive-in... What do they call it? Drive-in movie... They don't call it a theatre, do they? Drive-in movie theatre. Doesn't sound right. Anyway. Here we are. And I can't remember the name of the film that's playing. Is it His Girl Friday? I think it's His Girl Friday that's playing with Cary Grant. Anyway. So they're walking slowly, trying to melt into the crowd. But the Heart Eyes Killer is, stalking them. And people are seeing him, and some people say, great costume, dude, and all that. And some people are saying, oh, that's scary. Some people are a bit wary of him. And he's just going killing people randomly. There's a fella here. In a minute, this fella here, look. This chap says, what's up, dude? Or something like that. There he goes, sup man, and he just kills him. Because apparently he wasn't going to kill anybody else, apart from the main ones that he's going to kill, but they wanted him to be like Jaws, as like a shark, just swimming around and just taking bites out of people. So he's just going around just randomly killing people that get in his way. So what's up, man? So he just stabs this fella and carries on walking. And obviously nobody notices. Anyway, so they notice him and go running off, and they see a van that they think's empty and unlocked, so they just get in and hunker down. But we learn that there's somebody in the back of the van. I don't know what they're called, but a couple of hippies. I don't know. Do they have names? Does it say? Let's have a look. Sam, Ruby Pledge is the woman, and I'm guessing, yes, it's Sam and Jordan. That's Jordan. She's called Sam. She's going to pop up in a minute. Any minute now. There she is. She's called Ruby Pledge. He's called Sol Maxwell. Cool name. Don't know where they're from. Let's have a look. I bet they're from New Zealand. Let's see. Right, Ruby Pledge. Doesn't say. Doesn't say. IMDb is rubbish at bios, isn't it? It is, and she doesn't have a. Well, hang on then. So she's in another film called Night Waves. If that's a New Zealand film, I bet she's from New Zealand. Let's have a look. Where are we? Where am I looking? Oh, don't have a thing. Dunno. Doesn't say. Never mind. Anyway, so she's Ruby Pledge. I forgot his name. He's Sol Maxwell. And basically, they're having it off at the back of his van. But she's saying, the Heart Eyes Killer's coming. And she's, oh, it's so hot. And so, be quiet. So they're watching the film. She actually says, he walks by the way. Doesn't see him. Night waves is what I need to make when I wake up in the middle of the night. Okay. Have you got a water bed? is that what you're trying to say? Anyway, walks by. There's the Heart Eyes Killer. There he is. Look, I'm pressing the wrong button. There we go. Walks by. Luckily, he doesn't turn round and see him. And she says, I actually really like this film. And he says, Didn't think you would. Anyway, so they're just waiting there and kind of being nice with each other. He says later on in the film, this is the time. Oh, hang on. 'Cause I need to pee. All right. Them sort of waves in the bowl, toilet bowl. Anyway. You know, when you get to my age, several times a night. Although the other night I did have a thrower. I didn't have to go, but which were fun. Anyway, right, where were we? Later on, he says, this is the moment that he kind of falls in love with her now for some reason. But at this moment, she's saying sorry. I did ditch you. I'm sorry and all that, and says, oh, whatever. We learned that her parents. She said her parents. They talk about their past and all that. She's saying her parents had a fairy tale romance and it were all lovely and all that stuff. And then he says his parents didn't get on, which is he left. They were always arguing. That's why he became such a romantic weirdo. But anyway, but meanwhile, in the back, you can hear Sam and Jordan at it. There's some really icky sound effects, lots of squelching, and as he describes it in the director's commentary, it could either be a fart or a queef. It sounds really off. But they're at it, and they end up giggling about it because they can hear them. But then saying they're making too much noise. They're laughing about it. They're making too much noise. Say, can you keep it down? Look, all that. But then Heart Eyes hears them. He must have good hearing. Or maybe he was just lurking about in that general area. Pulls open the door. Kills Jordan. He's got a tyre iron. What we call them here? Wheel brace. We call them a wheel brace in the UK. You call them tyre irons. The cross-shaped ones. He's got one of those. And then we go boing through Jordan's mouth. Sprays blood onto Sam, who's dressed. But he pulls Sam down onto that. Look, boing, and then we see that she's got a big hole in her head. Oh no! And then he pulls it, throws it, and then everybody else sees what's going on. Hang on, where are we? She screams, ah! And then this fella, hang on, where is it? Here you go. This fella says, "Holy shit! Someone call 911!" And this is the director. This is Josh Rubens. What is his name? Isn't it? I've forgotten already. Yes, Josh Rubens. That is him. I say it looks a bit like a young Jack Black, doesn't it? A little bit. Anyway, whatever. And then I think he gets killed. I think that's not him, is it? No. I don't know. Maybe he don't. But anyway, so there we go. Heart Eyes Killer's just slicing his way through the panicking crowds now. We see. There's those two that we saw earlier on in the beginning of the film. We saw them in the news report, and I think it was the two. They saw 4 girls, didn't we? There were 2 at the back and 2 at the front, and I think, well, they are. These are 2 of those. So they're obviously in the relationship. They're holding hands. Is he going to get them? I can't remember if he does or not. We will see because we come back to them. Everybody's panicking and running away. There we see the Seattle. I don't know what they call it now. Is it the Space Needle or is that in Toronto? I don't know. But apparently Auckland has its own version, the director says. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm going to look it up. I think he said Auckland. Auckland, New Zealand. Let's have a look. See if yes, there is. Yes, it does have its own version. Look. Yeah, I don't know what they call it, but hang on, bear with me. He says because he said we. Oh, bloody hell! Not got a right good. Sorry, I picked a rubbish picture. Find a bigger one. No, not medium. You stupid idiot! God. Get dead mad with myself. Anyway, right, where were we? Opening, no, not link. Oh, God, I'm useless. Right, there we go. As I said, filmed in Auckland in New Zealand, and it was saying to cover up Auckland's Space Needle, or whatever they called it, to cover it up with one that looked like the one in Seattle. And this is Auckland Space Needle. I don't know what it's called in Auckland, in New Zealand, but there we go. Anyway, so everybody's panicking, and they've decided they're going to try and do something about it. There we go. So they're going to go and save these two. There we go. So we see these two girls. There we go. He's going to kill them, but they're going to get saved. Does he kill them? I don't think. No, he's going to, isn't he? Doesn't. So you can't kill the gay couple unless it's a Halloween film. As they call him. Hey, F-eyes. And give him the finger. Then run off. So we need a weapon. And you think there'd be, there'd be other weapons rather than that there. I wouldn't go for that one. But they decided to go and get the tyre iron that's in poor Jordan's face. Anyway, so they pull that out. Obviously a prosthetic head. But here he comes. And they're going to fight him. There we go. Going to fight him with the tyre iron. Not doing a particularly good job. But so it hits Jay. He falls to the floor. Then it's about to kill him. And then she comes along with something. I don't know what she's got in her hands. I can't make it out. She's got something in her hand. I don't know what she hits him with. What has she picked up? I don't know what it is. It's something. She hits him with something heavy. I don't know what it is. She hits him with something, and it makes him bleed anyway. Because we see, there we go. He bleeds out of his heart eye. But he's not dead. But so he's going to turn around and he's going to kill her now. There we go. He's going to grab her, but he's dropped his big knife, his machete. So Jay picks that up and stabs him. There we go. And makes blood spray all over Ali. Remember, she doesn't like blood. That's why she couldn't carry on with med school. And there you go. So they've killed the Heart Eyes killer, and we're only just over an hour into the film. You can see where we're going, can't you? Anyway, so he's dead. And then she throws up all over him. They go, oh, God, they're going to be sick. And she does just proper throwing up. Not like you normally see in films where people throw up, they just go, bleh, and just whatever they could hold in the mouth. They go, bleh. She does a proper throw up. Bleh. Spray. Yeah. Not just once, twice. Here it comes. More comes. Proper throwing up. Like that. Anyway, they've killed. They take the mask off him, and who is it? They don't know. No idea. Somebody we've not seen before in the film. They've no idea who it is. I can't remember what they call him now. We'll learn his name later on. I think it's Eli. He tells us later. Anyway, so obviously the police arrive and the paramedics and all that. They take the body away. They're heroes now. This paramedic here, who is the voice coach for the film. I don't know her name. I'll tell you in a minute. Jackie Drew. No relation to Lindsay. Is it Lindsay? I don't know. Jackie Drew. No, Lindsay Drew were an actress that were in American Werewolf in London, wasn't she? With the boobs in the theatre, the movie theatre. That was Lindsay Drew. Anyway, Nancy Drew. I'm thinking of Nancy Drew. Oh dear. Anyway. She's Jackie Drew, the voice coach. She's an American, and she voice coached the New Zealand actors for for American accents and stuff. That's her job. But she's also playing the paramedic here, saying, "You're going to be famous. You're heroes. You've killed the Heart Eyes killer. They've got the couple that stopped the Heart Eyes killer and all that." So Anyway, everyone is working and getting paid in this film. I like it. Yes. Does that mean you don't like the film? But everybody's getting paid. Anyway, so he says, after this, shall we go to my hotel and we'll have dinner properly and we'll crack this marketing campaign? Because remember, he's leaving tomorrow. Anyway, here comes Detective Shaw with her arm in a sling. And she said to Jay, I don't think so, I'm not feeling well or whatever. So anyway, so Detective Shaw's going to give Jay a lift home. Doesn't offer Ali a lift home, just leaves her there. So off they go. Off he goes, and with Detective Shaw. But then the paramedic woman comes round. Hey, I got another call. So she's got to take the blankets off her. Takes the blankets off poor Ali, and then she's just left by herself in the middle of this crime scene. And but then we hear somebody's voice, and I don't know whose voice it is. We just hear somebody's voice go, "Hey, do you need a ride?" We don't know who gives her a ride. We just hear the voice. I think they just added it in ADR to explain how she gets home, because that's the next scene. She's back home. She's back home. Here she is, she's sporting some dueling scars, and we see that she hangs up the expensive top. Apparently, an expensive suit that Monica bought for her. There you go. She hangs it all covered in blood on the hole in the door that Heart Eyes left. Anyway, she's watching this film. But is it the same film that we're on at the movie theatre? I don't know. So she's watching that, and then we have little flashbacks because it's like a rom-com. So it's a bit like, you know, Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally. Little flashbacks about, you know, little things that have happened. She's thinking about Jay, and then the phone rings. It's Monica. And she's in Arthur's limo, and in the deleted scene. Well, we'll get to it. She's on the phone. She's saying, you know, what's the matter with you? You know, are you all right? Because it's all in the news. But she's the one that helped kill the Heart Eyes killer. And he said, I made a mistake. I met an amazing guy. Talking about Jay, obviously. And I'm letting him go. And she says, well, where is he? He says, he's at the airport. And in this in the theatrical version, in, you know, the film version, she just does a little monologue to her and says, "Go and go to the airport then and get him." And she does this. Well, I'll do it. She does this little monologue where she just reels off loads of film titles, you know, rom-com film titles. But where are we? They go to the airport. Go get him. And there, listen to me. She does this now. You deserve to have someone love you for the beautiful new and optimistic you are, blah, blah, blah. There you go. You can be so clueless sometimes. It's one of the 10 things I hate about you, honestly. Can't let Jay go off to his best friend's wedding. Any others? Hook up with a bunch of bridesmaids and move to Notting Hill. That's a bit, you know, a bit of a stretch, that one, isn't it? No, this is love, Mama. Is that from Mamma Mia? I don't know. Some kind of wonderful, crazy, stupid love, actually. Love act. She goes, love act, she says it again. There's a slightly different version in the deleted scenes where she says it again. It is Love Actually. One of my favourite films. I love that film. But anyway. And there you go. Go get this beautiful melanin man. And in the deleted scene, so she says he's on his way to the airport. I says, I can't just go to the airport and he'll be on his plane. And they can't just hold the plane waiting for him. And she turns to Arthur, there's Monica, says, you know, Arthur's super rich and he's got loads of connections. And he says, don't you know somebody at the airport? And Arthur arranges for the plane to be delayed. And then we see Arthur doing all this stuff. And she goes on the phone and says, thanks, Arthur. And says, fine. But in this, she just says, go. So she goes to the airport in a taxi, obviously. And then she's just out called. She's going, Jay! Just calling at the airport. Knocks this poor fella over. And then she just sees a fella from behind and grabs him, but it's not Jay. Like, oh, sorry. And obviously he's not part of whatever it is in New Zealand, SAG or Equity, whatever they've got in New Zealand. Because he doesn't have any lines. He just looks at her and then walks off. But and then the phone rings. A phone rings, unknown caller, and we hear a voice saying, where are we? There we go. We hear a voice.
Violets are black. Guess who's with me?
I mean, the voice, it starts off, it's actually the director's voice, Josh Rubin's voice, going through a phase or whatever they call it. But I think towards the end it changes and becomes somebody else's voice, which we will learn in a bit. But anyway, so you know they've got Jay and they go to the St. Valentine's Church. So off he goes. So, if you hurt him, don't hurt him. That's up to you. So here you go. Arrive at. I'm guessing this is supposed to be. It doesn't look very much like a church, does it? But anyway, I don't know. It's obviously a dilapidated church. He arrives in the same taxi. Don't know. But it drives off, and in she comes, and there's Jay. They go with a gag in his mouth, and the Heart Eyes Killer behind. And this is where we're going to learn who. I thought they killed the Heart Eyes Killer, but no, they haven't, because there's more than one. And then he takes the mask off, and she goes, "I don't know who you are." Not in so many words. She looks confused at him. He says, "I'm David," and she's like, "Ah." He goes, "The IT guy." I just said that you saw earlier at the police station. Oh, right. So I said, "Well, who did we kill then?" So that was Eli. I think it's Eli. Does it say? It's saying the IT guy. There you go. Poor stupid Eli. He said, "Oh, you were a couple," and he said, "No, of course we're not. No." And it says a word. I've never heard this word. I don't think I've heard this word before. It says, "No, we're not a couple. Thruple." Is that a word? Thruple. Because we learn there's another Heart Eyes Killer, and there she is. It's Detective Janine. Is it Janine? I forgot her name now. Shaw. Detective Shaw. But there wasn't really a thruple. But it turns out that Shaw and David are married. They got married. They met 10 years earlier, and they got married at that church. So I'm guessing it's shut down in the last 10 years. Because she liked the story of St. Valentine, who was beheaded, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that true? I'm going to look that up. St. Valentine. Roman saint. Let's have a look. Rum-ti-tum-ti-tum. He was martyred, body buried on the Via Flaminia. Was he beheaded? It doesn't say. I have no idea. But in this film, she said he was beheaded for the sake of this plot. They are the hot new dating trend, as well as polycules. No idea. We're not talking about thruples, by the way. Is that a thing? Dating trend is being a thruple. Anyway. Right, where were we? They got married, and then Eli came along and wanted to, join in. But I'm not sure all is as it seems. But this is just my theory. So these are the Heart Eyes Killers. Janine, is it Janine? I keep forgetting the bloody name. Cast. Yes, Janine. Janine Shaw and David Shaw, I'm guessing. And the wedding ring was his, because it was him that killed everybody at the winery, and he lost his wedding ring. So he had the wedding ring with her initials on. Presumably she's got one with his initials on. But anyway, there you go. They met 10 years ago in the chat room, and they got married there and decided to go killing. So did they do the killing in Philadelphia and Boston? Just happened to be at the time when Jay were there. They don't really tell us that. They just say that they killed the people in this film. David killed the people in the winery. There we go. And who killed? I think it was Janine at Ali's apartment. I think she said that. There we go. Does she say it here? Yes. There you go. I almost got you at home. So that's Janine, and I think it was Eli. Obviously, well, we know that with Eli that chased them into the fun fair. It was showing all about that. Anyway, right. So now they're gonna. They don't just want to kill these now. They want her. The point to this. They said, "Now, got job for you. There's a gun there, and there's one bullet in it." Is where they're telling that they were going to kill the other couple, her ex-boyfriend, Colin and Sienna. They were going to kill those, but when they saw them kissing there. We see it all goes to red and flames stuff, and they decided they were going to get them. But he says, we're not going to kill you now, but there's a gun. Split diopter. He says he had this split diopter that he wanted to use, and he tried to use it in another scene, but it didn't look all right. But he finally got to use it here, so he could have the gun in the foreground in focus and her in the background in focus. But it's got one bullet in, and so either kill yourself, for love, for true love, kill yourself, or kill him, or kill Jay. And so she has this little speech. Your dedication is impressive, but you're maniacs and all that. And she's gonna. She's saying, "I want the storybook ending for true love and all that stuff." And she holds the gun, and Jay's going, "No, don't do it, don't do it." And then she shoots Jay, as you can see. Forgive me, she shoots Jay, but she's also shot Janine. She shot Jay through the clavicle, whatever. She's also shot Janine, because now Janine's like, "Oh, I'm shot," and she falls over, and she gets Jay. "You shot me." I thought, she said something like, I overcorrected, but it's also been established earlier on that she's a terrible shot, hasn't it? So, but anyway. So they go chasing after him, they go running off, he starts shooting at them with a gun. They go, "Ah!" Yes, it was a very good shot, wasn't it? Even though we learned she's a terrible shot, but anyway. Maybe she was actually going to kill, maybe she meant to kill him, I don't know. But I'll just miss him entirely and just shoot Janine. But anyway, there they are hiding, he shot at them. But Janine's fine. She did fall over, and she knocked some, earlier on she knocked over some, she collapses, knocks over some candles, there we go, which we'll get back to. So anyway, but she gets up, she's fine. She comes walking down here. By the way, a very sexy walk, I must admit. When she were cast, Jordana Brewster, the director told her to watch 2 films. I can't remember what the other one was. One of them was Batman Returns, because he wanted her to watch how Michelle Pfeiffer moved as Catwoman. And another film, and I forgot what the other film was. But anyway, David drags Jay away, and I'm trying to get the shot of what's her face? Shaw walking down the. We get a shot of her walking down the aisle. There she is. And there you go. I don't. She just reminds me of Michelle Pfeiffer in Catwoman. Not Catwoman. Batman Returns. Anyway, whatever. As Catwoman. Right. So Jay's watching as Shaw has got Ali, but Ali's obviously not going to give up. She's going to fight back. So they have a bit of a fisticuffs. He's going to get Jay. He puts his thumb into Jay's wound, but Jay grabs hold of something. Now while this is happening, he's watching, saying, watch my girlfriend, watch my wife, sorry, beat her up. But then Jay grabs, there we go, it goes into his Heart Eyes Killer's utility belt. That's what the director calls them, so they've all got utility belts. And he pulls out one of the crossbow bolts. There we go. And he knows it's it's the one that we saw at the beginning of the film that expands whatever. It must press a button, then it goes gets longer. How does he know? Or does all the Heart Eye Killers? Does everybody know their equipment? Like everybody knows Batman's equipment, Batarang and all that stuff. I don't know, but obviously there we go, because David's distracted watching his wife beat up Ali, and says, "You talk too much," and he uses the expanding crossbow bolt, puts it through his eye. There we go, like that. How did he know, though? That's what I want to know. How did he know that? Because he wasn't there at the winery, or was he? I don't know. So, or does everybody know what happens? Anyway, so he's injured and falls through some candles. All the candles fall on him and start all the wax goes on him and all that stuff. Obviously, he's not dead yet. They're still fighting. But remember, Chekhov's straw's going to come into play now. Here we go. She's going to come and get her. She gets her with the straw. Look, she's going to stand over her. Are you watching, Jay? You're going to watch her die. But she pulls out her straw. Here we go. Her metal straw and jams it into Detective Shaw's neck. There we go. And straight away she starts going, wheezing. There we go. And then he's like, go get her, Ali. And then they do what he called the Sam Raimi scene, what the director called the Sam Raimi scene. But they put them on a dolly. Here they are. They're on the dolly here. There we go. Heading towards this statue. There's a statue of St. Valentine. Well, not of St. Valentine, of St. Valentine's executioner, because that's St. Valentine's head. And just got a big, massive sword sticking out. It looks a bit rusty, doesn't it? And not particularly sharp, but sharp enough to do the job. Because there we go. Because it goes straight through Detective Shaw's neck. Blood sprays on her. She's not throwing up this time. She has overcome her aversion to blood suddenly. But anyway, and you'd think this would kill her instantly, but not. Apparently not so, because it's gone straight through. It must go straight through a spinal column, and it's sticking out. Because what happens next is, obviously, it must have gone through a spinal column because the weight of her body is too much for whatever's left holding her head on. Because it just stretches out. But she's like thrashing and stuff. Maybe she's just like a chicken, I don't know. I mean, you can chop the head off, but anyway. There you go. The body falls down. So it's all nice and gory and blood and stuff. There we go. And the body falls down. It's all bleeding and stuff. And then the head falls off. Like so. There we go. We will not dwell. So that's the end of Detective Shaw. So she goes over. Yeah, you okay? They have a little call back to the beginning. At the beginning, I didn't highlight it. I forgot. When they were talking about straws, remember her metal straw, he wanted to give her a paper straw. He says, no, use a metal straw, because, why should we use a paper straw when, they go all mushy and all? Why should we use a paper straw when they're giving us coffee in plastic cups and all that? But anyway, and they say to each other, back at the beginning of the film, planet saved, and they say it again here. Hang on. Oh, maybe, is it now? Oh, it says, I think you got over your fear of blood. The planet saved in a minute. Because here comes David, all covered in wax. But Jay just gets him with the crossbow, which just happened to be lying there, and kills him. And now they say planet saved, I think. There we go, planet saved. That call back to the beginning of the film. And then we just see that the mask is there, and the director was saying, they were thinking, should they have done somebody picking it up, a mystery person picking it up, a bit like at the end of Flash Gordon, when you see somebody pick up Emperor Ming's ring at the end, But they don't, they just pull back and fade out. And then it goes to 1 year later. There you go, 1 year later. It's now February 14th, whatever, 2026, so it's now in the future, so it's sci-fi now. That's where we learn that Crystal Kane have had their best year ever, the most profitable year ever, and it's all thanks to Jay and Ali. There they are, who are now a couple. But she's leaving, is Ali. She's done this, she's leaving, and she's going to med school because she's got over her fear of blood. She's going to be a doctor and all that, so she's leaving. And she says, to whatever. I forgot what she said. To success. And Ali says, to love. But anyway, and then the cut to they've gone to the drive-through to watch a Valentine's Day movie marathon, and he's sitting there. It's weird having a date after what happened. He says, no, it's fine. But anyway, he pulls out a little box, and we think he's going to propose to her. This has been the best year of my life, he says. And there's a key. There you go. Will you move in with me? And he's got a key in the box. And she says, there you go. And she says, I don't want a key. And I want you. And then she proposes to him. So, but 2026 isn't a leap year, is it? I thought women were supposed to propose on leap years, but anyway, whatever. She says, will you marry me? And he says, 1,000,000 times yes. So maybe he was there for Adeline and Patrick at the beginning. But anyway, whatever. And the kiss. And it says the end, but it's not quite the end. We get a little bit of credit. So I've got a mid-credit scene. There we go. The phone rings, and it's the voice of the thing. You know, roses are red. The voice of the HE killer.
Violets are blue. Guess who just took a picture of you?
But it's just, there we go. Too soon, it's just Monica messing about. Just messing about. And but nothing happens. It's like something happens because she's messing about.
Fiancés, love you. Ali?
And they just hang up on
Hello?
her. And then that's it. That's the end. And that's the end. That's it. We don't see anything else. I don't think there's a very end credit scene. I don't think there is. I never noticed one. No, there ain't. No, there ain't. Ooh. Anyway, whatever. But that's the end. I really like it. I'm trying to find a nice thing to look at as we just discuss the film. There we go. Them two kissing. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I've missed it again. There we go. A nice happy ending. But I do have thoughts about this film. The director, he said, there you go. Justin's just asking what I'm going to say. Will there be a second? It was good. The director apparently wants to do another one because he was saying in the director's commentary. That's why they were thinking maybe they should have had some mystery person pick up the mask at the end. You know, so for the second one, if there's going to be one. So I think he's up for it. I think there might be, to be honest. But I've got thoughts. I've got my own theories about the Heart Eyes killer. I don't think it's just those three that we saw in this film. I don't think it were just Janine Hobbs and Janine Shaw, David Shaw, whatever, and poor Eli. I don't think it were just them. I think that there are other Heart Eyes killers around America. Because why would they go to Philadelphia and Boston if they were from Seattle? Because they said they'd been there 10 years and they were married in that church in Seattle and they were still there. You make Jay and Ali the killers. Maybe in the sequel, maybe. But I still think that Jay is a Heart Eyes killer. I think there's a lot of Heart Eyes killers knocking about. It's going to be a bit like, you could have it like The Purge, or Scream, or something like that, where every film has got a different killer, but using the same MO as the other killers. So I think Jay was the Heart Eyes killer in Philadelphia and Boston, because it just happened to happen when he was there, and Janine and David decided to basically copy that. That's what I think. And the killer became famous, so maybe people knew, they know the mask design. You can buy them. Maybe it was all the people with the masks on, and you can probably buy a Heart Eyes utility belt off Amazon. That's how did he know about the crossbow, extending crossbow bolt? How did he know about that? Don't know. He didn't see it at the beginning, or did he? Don't know. Do you know what? I forgot, didn't I? I was supposed to be doing my kill count, wasn't I? And I've forgotten already. I didn't even do the third one. Bloody useless. Never mind. Oh dear. How many people died in this film? I'm gonna look it up. Heart Eyes body count. Here we go. 16 men, 13 victims of unknown gender, and 8 women. So, blummy, I had quite a big kill count, didn't it? So, what's that? That's 16, 29, 37. 37 deaths in this film. Blimey. personally, I wouldn't like Jersey-Kill, neither would I, but that's just my theory. Because it wouldn't make them our heroes. Well, they are for this film, aren't they? They are heroes for this film. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Heart Eyes 2. I wouldn't be surprised, because I think this film worked really, really well. And as I said, it's my favourite horror film of 2025 so far. And there have been some pretty good ones this year as well. There have been some pretty good ones. I'm trying to think of the other ones I've seen. Lisa Frankenstein. Was that this year? Was that last year? I can't remember now. Anyway, whatever. But anyway, so there we go. So that's Heart Eyes. It is available to watch on... I've forgotten. It is on... I think you can rent to buy it on YouTube and Amazon. And you can get it on Blu-ray, like I did, because it is well worth a watch. It is well worth a watch. There we go. Really enjoy it. As I said, it's a fun and nice and gory horror film. This movie kind of reminds me of Scream. I think that was deliberate. I think they've decided to go for the glossy 90s teen slasher vibe, haven't they? I think that was deliberate. I think that was very deliberate. Particularly having Jordana Brewster in, because she starred in some of those, didn't she? Back in the day. But anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. Great film, Heart Eyes. Really enjoy it. Can't recommend it highly enough, but we will leave it there. So, what's coming up next? On Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, hang on, with a touch of Saw in there. Maybe. Maybe. I do like the Saw films. I like the overarching... I like how convoluted it gets. But anyway, next Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, we're doing X-Men. X-Men from 2000, X-Men trilogy. I nearly just read it off the box. X-Men, the first one, because it's the anniversary, the 25th anniversary next Monday. So that's what we're looking at next Monday. And then the Monday after, because Wingrace says, kind of suggests that I do too many famous films. Brewing one that you probably have not seen, The Bellstone Fox. Great film. Anyway, and I haven't decided what next week's Friday Night Appointment with Fear is. I've ordered a Blu-ray, and if it arrives in time, we're going to do that. And it's an oldie from the 70s. She was in Texas Chainsaw prequel. Yes, she was, wasn't she? But I can't remember which one. Yeah, one of the newer ones. Yeah, but I can't remember what it was called. But yes, she were in that. Was it the one after the one with? I forgot her name now. Jessica, what's her face? I can't remember. Anywho, right, we'll leave it there. So thanks, Justin. For the $5 super chat. Thanks, Wingrace. I don't think anybody else popped in, did they? I don't think they did. Just got to check. No, nobody else popping this time. I'll just look on Rumble and make sure there's no chats on Rumble. No, there isn't. And good old cheap viewers on Stream Boo over on Twitch. It was the one made after Beale. Right, fair enough. Right. Thank you very much. That's it. It's hugely appreciated. Right, we'll leave it there. I'm going to go and sort some grub out for me and that there lad upstairs. So we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. And wherever you are, look after each other. Don't have nightmares. And until next time, I'll see you there.